What up, everyone? I hope you're having a good day today. It's May 11th. Welcome to the Super Magic Show. This is the 45th Super Magic Show here on the channel. I'm happy to have you with me today. I hope you're doing well. As people begin to file in, I just want to once again let you know that I appreciate you and thank you for changing my life. We have a very special show for you today. Sometimes when I do these shows, it's not just to cover like what's going on and cover the live events. Hey, we have an event going on in Japan about the new show or movie or whatever. You know, we do those. Obviously, those are like the shows that like the whole world feels like they're dialed in. Like the whole world is like the whole Dragon Ball world. Not literally everyone, but people are dialed in. But I also like to do shows where I talk about a little more of the in-depth stuff. And we have a very special show for you today. I'm going to bring on my guest here in just a moment. We're going to be talking about behind-the-scenes production notes of 40 years of Dragon Ball. Don't forget, 2026 is the 40th anniversary of the Dragon Ball anime. February 26, 1986. 40 years ago, Dragon Ball began. And I know, listen, I know a lot of people love Akira Toriyama, and this entire YouTube channel, all 3,000 videos, are meant to honor Toriyama, to respect Toriyama, because he's the grand creator. Without him, nobody else would be here as far as this series goes. But there's a lot of other people that have contributed throughout the years that I don't think get enough love. People like Takao Koyama, the series showrunner for late Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Kozo Morishita, the other showrunner. Koyama was also the writer of all the movies. People like Minoru Maeda, the chief animation supervisor. These guys don't really get the love they deserve. Even some of the directors like Yoshihiro Ueda or even Mitsuo Shindo. There's so many of them. Tadayoshi Mamuro, who isn't really that great now, but used to be. All these guys, right, have all contributed to Dragon Ball. And I think a lot of people fell in love with Dragon Ball because of the anime first. I certainly did. And the anime was produced by a lot of talented people, in my opinion, underpaid, considering they worked on one of the biggest franchises of all time, unarguably. So I want to bring on my guest because I want to talk to him all about this and production. He is the Keyframe Collector himself. Please welcome to the Super Magic Show, Eric. Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on, Danny?
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, bro. I'm wonderful. I'm so glad you can come on and talk to me today because I'm excited to dig into your collection. For those who don't know, Eric has mounted a huge collection of Dragon Ball production materials. Those of you who have been with me, you remember the infamous yellow manila envelope. I got to be careful. The guy's address was on there, bro. I don't want to give away. It's not in America either.
He doesn't want fan mail?
I don't think he'll get mail from Toei, but it won't be fan mail. He'll get a pink slip. But I have a few things. But you have amassed a collection from classic Dragon Ball Z, GT. I've got some stuff from then and new stuff. But I wanted to ask you, well, first, I want to talk about your backstory, but before we get into there, I want to let everybody know how I found you. So I was strolling through my Instagram feed, and the thing about the Instagram feed is that it's very, very dangerous because the Instagram feed loves to feed me two different types of videos. It's either really hot women or food. And those are my two weaknesses, gluttony and lust. So it's like the devil is in control of the Instagram algorithm.
That's
Every
amazing.
time I scroll down, it's some hot girl or food. And then I'll stop for a second, then I'll go to the next one. And my friends are like, no, don't stop. That's how they know. That's how they know. That's how they feed it to you. So, but then, I found some, what looks to be, it was basically like a storyboard from Toei, and it belonged to you. And at first I thought, I told you this off the air, it was just some account that was like, you were just reposting things, but then somebody alerted me that you were an actual person, and of course,
Yeah,
even those who
I exist.
repost, yeah, but you actually are you're a fan. You've done streams before. You've talked about this stuff, and so I feel ignorant because when I first started YouTube back in 2015, my goal was to meet everybody. Like that was really what I wanted to do. So I would talk to people from I talked to some of the Kanzenshu people at one time. I talked to Rhyme Style and those gaming guys.
Oh, yeah.
Now I kind of do my own thing. But I my goal was to kind of bring everybody together, and unfortunately, it didn't really work out that way because I've noticed that there's a lot of infighting in this fandom, and people are nuts, and it just doesn't work out that way.
Yeah,
But
you get that with
yeah,
every show.
I know it's unfortunate. Like they just can't get along. But it happens. But I found you, and you've got a lot of interesting stuff. I wanted to ask you, first of all, how big is your collection? I know you say you're not the biggest guy, and I understand. There's probably some guy in France or somebody in Japan who's probably got stacks.
Oh,
But
yeah. Yeah.
like, how did you start? Two questions. How did you start collecting, and when did you, which is kind of the same question, when did you know that this was going to be your niche or your passion, that is to say, to collect documents that used to belong to Toei?
Yeah. No, great question, Danny. So, as a Dragon Ball fan, like many of us all, we collect stuff from the show, and like you said, most of us in North America grew up watching it on the show. Like we didn't read the manga initially. So eventually you'll dive deep into like merchandise, like toys, cards, or whatever that may be, right? So
Right,
about
toys.
12 years ago, I want to say, yeah, probably around 2014, I was cruising around YouTube looking at people's Dragon Ball collection videos like we all do. And this guy had literally everything in his room. His walls were covered with toys. He had the Dragon Ball spreadsheets, the pillowcases, like you name it. You walked in, it was like a merchandise museum.
Do you remember his name?
I wish, man. I really do.
Because I'm trying to figure out who that is too.
Yeah, but this guy had everything. He had action figures, like anything you can name of, he had it. And as he was going through this tour of his room, he starts to pull up these animation cells. And he's like, yeah, these are hand painted animation cells that Toei Animation drew up and made for the show. And
The
like
real ones.
the real ones. And if you hold these or if you own these, you own a piece of the show, the part of its history. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? You can own the show? And so from there, that kind of made me go down my rabbit hole of finding what this stuff is and the process of animation from storyboard all the way to what you see on TV. And ever since then, I just fell in love with it, and I've been collecting since for that long, and here I am today.
So let's go back a little further then. What was your first? I did a stream on Saturday actually, and we talked about like our first time ever seeing Goku because it was Goku Day, whatever. But I want to ask you prior to that. I know you mentioned you saw it on TV, but what is your earliest Dragon Ball memory? Was it playing one of the games? Was it a magazine? Was it watching it on Toonami or syndication? How did you first discover the show?
Oh
Because I
man,
feel like you're old school. It sounds like you're old school.
I'm a '90s kid, so I grew up in the area where Z was probably just finishing on TV and GT was just starting.
That's like 2003, 4, right around then. Something like that.
Yeah. So I honestly I don't remember watching Z live on TV, but I do remember watching GT on YTV. So in Canada, we had a
Canada.
show called or a channel called YTV, and every Friday home from school, I'd be ready, locked in my seat, trying to get ready to watch these episodes. And then from there, it kind of just, it went to other things like video games. When around that time, the PlayStation 2 was dropping, and they released Budokai for the PS2. In my opinion, the best video game series they ever created. And
I kind
I
of
was
agree with you
hooked,
because I
man.
still love those.
Yeah, they did some on PlayStation, but I think I was still too young for that when it came out. But when
Well, 2 out of 3 of those are garbage, so
yeah,
just keeping it real with you.
yeah, no, what was it? What was that one called?
There was Final Bout and Ultimate
Final
Battle 22.
Ultimate Battle. That's the one. Yeah, that one was
Yep.
trash.
And then Legends, Danaku is what it's called, or something like that. That one was actually good.
Yeah.
That's the only good one.
Okay,
Yeah.
that one I don't know about, but Budokai for the PS2, that series 1, 2, and 3, that's my childhood right
I
there.
love those two.
That stuff's peak. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the earliest memory I could remember of where I got into it, and then ever since then I've just followed the movies, Super, um, and now with these remakes happening later this year, so I'm hyped about that.
Yeah, it's I mean it's just weird because we had years of nothing. Like when GT ended in GT ended in 97 in Japan, and then there
Mm.
was nothing. I mean, you can look if you want to get technical, there was the Yo Son Goku special in 2008, there was the episode
Right.
of Bardock OVA. There were little things, but it wasn't like a real like return. It was almost like
No.
here's a little appetizer, a
Little
little,
teaser, yeah.
little morsel, yeah. And then Battle of Gods came, and that's what opened up the floodgates because the movie made so much money. And then bam, now we have the Renaissance era, 2015. I would say the Renaissance era. We're kind of still in it now, even though. I think some people are saying that with these remakes and with the Galactic Patrol, it's going to be like a new renaissance. And maybe it will be, but I feel like Daima and Superhero, I think those are all still part of the renaissance, even though
Mm.
we did take breaks. But there was like nothing except for the games. Like for me, because I had already seen GT like I had seen it around like 2000 ish. So
Yeah.
by the time it was dubbed, I was already like just me. I had already been trading tapes, and there was
Yeah.
a website called I think super5.com that had all the episodes. By that time, like it was already the 2000s, and we were collecting the Z and everything, but there was
Mm.
nothing new coming out except the games.
Yeah.
Then nothing, just games, and it's all the same shit like Raditz to boo, or in Burst Limit's case, Raditz to sell.
Yeah.
We had Kai, which I don't consider like I'm sorry, but nothing against Kai, but it's not really all that necessary. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Kai's great if you've never seen the show and you want like a quick introduction to it.
And a
But
good
if you
dub.
want the full experience, you got to watch all of it.
Yeah, I'm with you, especially OG Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But then now we're in the new era. So I want to talk about some of the stuff you've got. And maybe if you can show us some of the things you've got. I know you scanned a few different things. I can pull up the scans from your Instagram, or you can show us on the camera. It's kind of up to you as to what you want to do.
No, I'm totally cool to show you in person. So I'll start off with the piece that kind of piqued your interest to my page, and it's a storyboard.
That's the
So
one. That's the
there.
one.
So this is an original production copy storyboard. So it's not the original handwritten one in the studio. So back in the day, they would have the handwritten one that the director would own, and then they would photocopy that one storyboard, and they would pass it on to everybody in the studio to reference and use. So this particular one is from episode 139 when Goku and Tien do their big fight. And what's
I
really
love that
cool
fight.
about this storyboard is usually the directors would do like the initial like little drawings in it, but they had Masaki Sato and
That's my
Hisashi
boy.
Gucci do all the little panels within it.
The storyboard. Yep. Look at that.
So you can see here, like the top shot is like a giant horizontal pan, so the camera would go like from right to left. And then down below, you can see every individual scene after that. And there's like pages upon pages in this book. Let me just show you some of my favorites here.
And that's Dragon Ball episode 139, I think, right?
You got it.
OG Dragon Ball, yeah. And
yeah.
I love, I mean, that's my favorite arc. I've already said it a million times. 23rd Budokai is my favorite arc of all time. And when I saw that, because I love that arc, I was like, dude, I need this, even though you got it, and that's good. So there it is.
Here's a crazy page where they literally took pieces of the manga and photocopied it on the storyboard,
so that people would know what to reference. See,
exactly.
that's the problem with Super. And I've talked about that. One of the issues with Super in comparison to classic Dragon Ball and Z is that Super didn't really have storyboards. Even stuff like Broly and Superhero.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take that back. They did have storyboards, but not manga panels to reference because there's no original manga.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Toriyama wrote them a script with bullet points, but there weren't like panels for them to rip off.
No.
And when I say rip off, I don't mean steal. I mean literally.
No. Yeah, like to cut and paste.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like Dragon Ball's directing is just so much better than the modern stuff for the most part. Because they had that storyboard to reference, which is the original manga.
Well, yeah, they had that template, that blueprint, so it makes total sense. But that's kind of like the initial like production first stage to the animation, and then from there you have like layouts, and then to rough key animation drawings called Genga. This particular Genga is one of my favorites in my collection.
Let me see.
I've been looking. I actually got this piece last year, and I've been looking for a piece from this episode for about a decade now, and I'm sure all the fans will know what this is.
Oh my God, I can tell you right now that's episode 95. I mean, that's
you got it, man.
Yeah, man, that's Frieza. When go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say, this is literally Frieza looking at Goku as he just transformed, drawn by Masaki Sato himself.
And he goes, Nani? That's it. Nani? That's the one, man.
Yeah. So
and you literally see like the three phases, you know?
Yeah. That's the original layout, the photocopy of it. And then there's like the key animation drawings right after.
And you got it framed. See, that's what I need to do. But you have it like nicely framed.
And you can see here too all the different paint and shading codes. So they would put like, this shade is darker, this is lighter tone, etc. So they would plan it out.
I noticed it in the upper right there. It says Frieza, and it's spelled with 2 E's. Ooh, I wonder why that is. I was gonna mess with you a little bit today. I was gonna tell you the only thing I don't like about your Instagram posts is that you use the dub titles for the episodes. Stop that. And I'll tell you why. Because when you look at the storyboard or at the storyboard layout booklet that you have, it has the Japanese title right there on it. So there's no need to put the dub title.
You know what? I've been getting better with that. I've had a lot of people comment like, "Oh, why do you do the English dub? Like Bruce Campbell sucks." Right? And so I've been trying to cater a little bit and give them both the dub and the sub.
I would do that too, yeah.
Keep some people happy.
I've had to do that too, because like one of the things I noticed about YouTube when I first started doing it in 2015 is that there was this sort of, and it's kind of still this way, but not as much. There was this kind of divide in the fandom where you had one group of fans that were super duper like hardcore 90s subbies. Like I would consider myself in that group. People like Mr. Fusion who are just purists, right? But they're like really purists. They, Genki Dama, Makanko Sapo. We don't ever use the English names.
Oh yeah.
Then you've got people like more of the gamers who would be more casuals, and they would use the Funimation names, things like that. I came in, and so if you watch a lot of the videos that I've done in the past, I would sometimes say Genki Dama, otherwise known as the Spirit Bomb in the dub, just so people know. So I try, right, and because I have to, but I also feel like that's a teaching opportunity, because then the dub fans can know what the real name of the move is.
Mhm.
But the one thing I absolutely look, I used to say cyan on every video, but I got tired of seeing comments from people saying you're pronouncing it wrong when I'm not pronouncing it wrong. It's supposed to be cyan. So I switched to cyan for most videos, not all of them. But the one thing that I refuse to do, I absolutely will never call him Hercule. Ever. You'll never see. I will never call him Hercule, bro.
Mr. Satan, our savior.
That's it, man. I refuse, man. That's the one where I can't give it to him.
No, I agree, man. Mr. Satan is so much better.
He said I swing both ways. Okay, so you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. It's up to you. How did you get your hands on it? Who's your contact? Yeah, that's a dangerous question, and you might not get an answer, but I'll let you answer if you want to.
No, for sure. So you got to do a little bit of digging to get this stuff, because you have to remember a lot of this, like most of this stuff came from Japan, right? That's where the source of this stuff is. So there are Japanese websites like Yahoo Japan where you can go and bid on and buy this stuff.
Yep.
Now, for us people in America or Canada, it's a lot harder. You can't just go on the website and register. You actually have to get like a proxy, like sign up through a proxy website to buy the stuff for you. And they kind of act like a middleman. So they'll buy it off Japan, they receive stuff for you, and then they ship it to you. But that's one place you can get it. You can get other places like eBay. Heritage Auctions is another one. They're actually having a big auction coming up this week. Other collectors have gotten stuff from around the world. So people from the US, Spain, France, Japan, China, like all over the place. But you got to do a lot of research, a lot of digging, because there is a lot of fakes out there, and what's real and what's not.
And some are copies, right? Like some, they'll say authentic Toei script, but it's actually just a copy.
Well, so the animation studio, they did make photocopies, and actually used photocopies. Like this storyboard I have.
Yeah,
like
that's not the one that they actually had.
This is the one they actually used in the studio, but it's not the original hand-drawn one. So what they would do is they would photocopy the original storyboard, and then they would take this copy and pass it around like the studio themselves so everybody could reference it.
I didn't know that. But that makes perfect sense. I actually didn't know that. I always thought for some reason they had like a one little area where it was at and everybody would look at it, but that makes sense that everybody got a copy, because then they can just, it's right there on their desk.
Yeah, so they would do that, and then the director would usually keep the original storyboard. It's with the studio, but this production copy I just showed you, they actually used that in the show, and they generally only made like maybe 1 or 2 copies of the original storyboard. So you literally, like, this is 139. Like, I own that episode, which is pretty sweet.
That is sweet. Do you have any other episodes?
No. So storyboards are actually very, very hard to get a hold of. Same thing with the voice scripts. Those were limited to the amount of voice actors that did the show. So there's probably only a few dozen of those. But the cells, the sketches, like those are 101. Like every single cell is that individual frame. So you will not get that replicated.
That's why they're so expensive.
Exactly. So if you have a cell from a big moment or a big character, they fetch a pretty high premium, because all the fans grew up with those scenes. Those are their favorite scenes, their favorite characters, and the demand is just really high for them.
When I was over there was some sweet, like for sale. They had like Majin Vegeta stuff, like cells, and they were insanely expensive. Like one
Daniel,
of them was like
let me show you one, okay?
I know you got one, I'm sure. Man, hopefully you didn't pay an arm and a leg for it.
Oh, I did.
Okay. By the way, somebody's asking about the black market. I don't think it's that dense. I see why he would think that. I don't think it's that. You could probably get this stuff from like Looney Tunes if you look hard enough and other like
Yeah.
non-Japanese studios somewhere, you know.
So back, just to give a little history, back in the day, Toei Animation would have like these fair days where they would give this stuff away. Like you have to imagine that every episode had thousands of cells just sitting in the studio. So
Yeah.
for storage purposes, they couldn't just keep all of that with them. So they would either give them away, they would throw them out, they would sell them for peanuts just to move on, right?
You're talking about Toei Anime Fair, the festival they would do twice a year?
Yeah, so they would have like little booths and like boxes. Like I have stories of collectors who know people who walked into the studio and took pieces off their walls for like $20. And those same
Insane.
pieces would go for, you know, thousands of dollars today. It's insane. But to show you what you were saying earlier about a Majin cell, so everybody knows what this is.
I saw one from that same episode, but it wasn't that one.
Yeah.
But that's like the iconic shot from episode 228.
229, yeah.
229. 228 was the one right before it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the 228 was the first appearance, but this is the famous smile scene.
The smirk when he goes this way, because 228 when he fires at Goku. 229 when he fires to the right. Yeah. So you've got the sketch and the final cell.
Yeah. So this is the Duga. So this is the cleaned up sketch they do after the key animation, like that Frieza I showed you. And
Yes.
so this kind of plans out the colors and the line work for the cell. And then they would take like a clear plastic cell sheet, throw it through a Xerox printer, and then they would have some animator paint the back of it. And they would do that for every single individual frame. So you can see this one in the top corner is A3. So it's the third frame in the sequence. So it's right as he's like doing the grin like that.
Yeah, when his head's turning
back and he goes back down.
Yeah, no, and it's beautiful. And as you can see, folks, Vegeta's skin is actually like skin tone.
Yeah.
And that goes back to when I had the Seed of Mike guys on. The Dragon Ball masters, because of Toei not taking care of their film, have this weird tint where the skin is like pinkish. But thanks to Seed of Might's color correction, there you go. You took it out. No, you're putting your disgusting fingers on it. How could you?
They're clean, I promise.
No, I know.
And so you can kind of see the back of it, of how they did it. So at some point there was a background that was stuck to this. So somebody must have took it apart, and that's why you see like this remnants around here.
Like the tournament background or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see all the different paint they would do for every single individual shade. Like this didn't take like 2 seconds. This took them time, man. So just imagine them doing this for every single frame and then taking a photo of it. So yeah, this is one of my pride and joys.
I mean, 500 episodes. That's, I'm talking about adding everything up. Like that's, you know, just, and then a bunch of movies. No, I mean, that is a pride and joy shit.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite cells in my collection. But I'm a big Vegeta guy, so like I have tons of Vegeta pieces.
Do you have the Final Flash? Because that's one that I saw a lot of people wanting
I used to. You
got rid of it?
I sold it for something else, because in this hobby, Danny, you can't keep everything. Something else pops around the corner, like Rick from Pawn Stars, and you just gotta have it, man. You can't afford everything.
But do you regret, like, at some point did you regret that and want to get it back just because it's Vegeta?
Yeah. There's pieces I've regretted selling in the past for sure, but I'm pretty content with what I have right now. If something else pops up where I absolutely need it, well, so be it.
So no, it's just funny because like he says, only not fake like Pawn Stars. So Pawn Stars is fake? I never knew that if it was.
No, these are the real deal.
No, I know yours are. I think he's talking about Pawn Stars. He says, "What's your dream cell?" I think he means like which is the one that you want real bad. That like I have
Good
one
question.
that popped in my head, but I don't
Yeah.
know what you unless you already have your dream cell. The
Well,
Majin Vegeta won't be up there.
yeah, I was gonna say like that's a pretty dream cell, like probably top three for me. Um, so there's the cells that everybody wants, and then there's cells that people have their individual niche stuff, right? Like Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time, Father Son Kamehameha, Majin doing his sacrifice. Um,
What about like the first frame of the first episode where Goku meets Bulma? I feel from '86. I
yeah.
feel like that one. I don't know who has it. Maybe you have it. Do you have that one?
So I don't have that one. I do have a cell from the very first episode of Dragon Ball, though,
That's gotta be. I
which
mean, bro,
I'll show
right?
you.
Yeah, let's take a look. And that, bro, that has to be like among the most valuable shit that's the oldest one you have, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is literally 84 right here. So this is Bulma holding up the Dragon Radar.
Look how clean it looks. It looks
It,
like it was made yesterday.
dude, I don't know what it is, but with the early episodes, the line work was so well done with them. Like those lines are black, like
I-
40 years later. And then on the back, you have the sketch as well with the car flipped over.
That's right. Goku flipped it over. That's
Exactly.
right.
So
Yeah, that dude, that right there is a pride and joy. I don't even want to ask you how much you paid for that one.
multiple thousands. Let's just keep it at that.
Okay, that yes, because dude, that's all the way back from ground zero. I
That's
mean, shit.
Inception, man.
Yeah, that I mean, for me, like if somebody were to say, "What is your?" Like somebody asked me, "What's your dream cell to have?" Like if I'm not really a collector of cell, even though I have some stuff here, but most of this is copies. It's not really original cells. But uh, even though I have a couple, but for me, just me personally, as far as some of the coolest shots in the series go, when Goku uppercuts Piccolo in the 23rd tournament,
Oh
and like
yeah.
the side view, and then when he uppercuts Frieza, like
Mhm.
both of those, I think would be
Gut punch.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegeta and like Goku doing Kaioken 3 where he's steaming.
Yeah.
God, there's just so many, bro. Like you mentioned the father son Kamehameha. Really a lot of the older stuff. Like I would be coveting the older stuff just because the older it is, the more rare it is. Like there was a time, see these kids nowadays don't know that there was a time where collecting original Dragon Ball was not easy. There was a time when
Yeah.
those were very hard to find. I'm talking about the episodes themselves. Before Funimation got them all, there was
Mhm.
a time where the only way you could watch all of original Dragon Ball is either in another language or if you had the Nippon Golden Network episodes, which were aired in Hawaii. That's how I got to see it. Other than
Okay.
that, forget it.
Yeah, I can imagine during that time without internet, like it must have been impossible.
Yeah, well, I had internet, but it wasn't like how it is now.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, like
Yeah,
not as
yeah, hell
advanced as
no.
it is today.
Hazen says the film aged like milk. Glad SOM restored it. Well, that's yeah. That's because Toei didn't take care of the film. But
Yeah.
if you look at the cells that Eric is showing you, like that is how Dragon Ball's supposed to look. Like those colors is literally the way that it was originally envisioned from the staff at Toei. Like that's how it's supposed to look.
Here,
You're
I'll
gonna
show you
grab
another
something.
one.
Okay, that's also early Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so this is when Goku turns into a Zaro for the first time.
Episode
So
13.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this is a manga panel. Like it's like a half splash page on the manga. It's nuts.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. I don't know what this question is about. Eric, do you believe in love at first sight? I don't know if he's talking about with a partner or with a cell.
For cells, yeah, for sure.
So what is your dream cell?
It's a great question, man. As a Vegeta guy, like personally, for me, it'd probably be like anything Final Atonement era. So like if maybe him doing, the sacrifice. The best atonement piece I have in my collection, or the closest thing that comes to that, would probably be this key animation.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's the one in the thumbnail.
Yeah. So this is the one in the thumbnail. This is animated by Toshiyuki Kano, who is responsible for that whole scene, as well as other famous scenes like Gogeta from Fusion Reborn.
Yeah, he's a
Um,
beast.
yeah, this is like when he's chuckling right in front of Boo before he powers up and gets ready.
Yeah. No, that's that the first time, I'll tell you what, man, the first time I ever saw that picture, that it's obviously it wasn't literally the picture you showed, but the
Yeah.
anime picture was on a trading card in high school. Some people don't remember this, but there were Dragon Ball Z trading cards that were from Japan that
Hmm.
somehow wound up here, probably through like anime conventions and importers. And there
Yeah.
were like we had trading cards we're talking about, this is like 98, 99. This is before Funimation got the Boo arc. I'm talking about, we saw Gogeta, Janemba, Super Boo, like, and we're like, what the fuck is that? You don't even know what you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Mm,
If you
yeah.
saw like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you're like, what is this? Like, and as a kid, your curiosity, because, and you can go on the internet to find out, but nobody really knew. And it was just, what a time period that was.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't know if you remember when Score, the trading card, came out when
That was
V.
that was recent though, wasn't it? Wasn't that like a few years ago? Or
No,
they
it
were
was
talking about the originals
no, I'm talking about like the original Score from like the mid 2000s, early 2000s. So what's cool is they used like actual screenshots
from the
from the
show.
show and
Right.
put them on the cards. And
Yes.
then you have like other similar things like that, like the Japanese card ass sticker cards. Like so, like for example,
There's also they had like 90 91. Oh god, I forgot what they were called.
yeah,
They had white. Yeah, those, bro. I seen a ton of those
yeah,
when I went to Japan, and not the holographic ones, but yeah, those card ass ones. Oh, those are the ones that have the goofy power levels on them that don't even
yeah.
make sense.
So
Yeah.
on the back, they got the power levels there. But this is like an actual screenshot of Vegeta from Z when he meets Cell for the first time as Super Vegeta.
Right.
And then like this is the original drawing for that scene.
Oh, you've
So,
got the actual motherfucker. Jesus.
so
Hold
this
on.
one's
I'm gonna
massive.
make you
It's
big.
like in the show, it's like a giant pan, right? It goes up like this. And you
Oh,
can,
so you got the full, okay. So yeah,
yeah,
you got it before the camera. That, bro, that right there is another thing I would treasure, because you've got the full art piece. Even if you take the episode now and you screenshot it, you can't even get the full art piece, because
yeah,
you'd have to like do that Photoshop thing. I don't know what it's called where
I know
you,
what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, so these are called like panoramic shots because the camera like would pan up
Panoramic,
or
that's the
down.
word.
And those pieces in particular are really hard to find because they're oversized, right? So like they would either be cut up in the studio or they would be bent, to save on space. So to get a piece that has the full size, untouched like that, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask you where you got it at. I mean, you could say if you want, but
So funny
that's
enough, that one I got lucky. I got it off eBay a couple of years ago. Um,
Japanese eBay.
no, American eBay.
Oh shit!
Somebody just had it listed on there, and I sniped it.
I wonder where they got it from. That's the real question. Bob Zor says, I remember bidding on eBay for the complete Dragon Ball GT burned on CDRs in like 2001. Yeah, and you're lucky if you actually got it right and didn't get ripped off, because what people don't know about eBay is in the early 2000s, it was really easy to get fucked over on
Oh
eBay
yeah,
bad. There were people who would like sell stuff, quote unquote, and then when you paid them, they would just disappear. And
yeah,
all they would get is a notch on there, a negative review on their thing. You'd be out
yeah,
of money. A buddy of mine tried to buy a PlayStation 2. This would be right around 2002-ish. And he tried to buy another PS2. He already had one. He wanted to resell it. Dude, they sent him, I can't even believe that this is actually a thing. They sent him the case, like the black, like it looks like a PS2, right? Like it's a
yeah.
PlayStation 2. But when he actually opened it, it was just the case, not the box.
Oh, it was like hollowed out.
It was hollowed out with newspaper inside of it, bro.
Oh man.
Dude, and he had to like, Because nowadays, I think nowadays they have like audit protection or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they got buyer's protection, like PayPal, things like that. So you're,
Yeah, back then you had to send emails, you had to have
mhm,
somebody look at it. Like
yep.
it was, man, these people don't know, man. They don't
The
know how
struggle.
the difficulty of it all. Yeah. So, do you, somebody was asking if you have any modern stuff like stuff from Super because I feel like that stuff Super's produced differently. So it
It
wouldn't be.
is. It
Yeah.
is. So Super and like the new stuff, they don't do cells
Yeah.
anymore.
It's all
Everything's
digital.
all CGI or digitally colored. So you won't see any like hand painted stuff for those, but they do exist like original drawings. So you'll see the original key animation drawings. You'll see storyboards for, although, I've never seen any storyboards publicly for sale. I have seen like a few key animation shots here and there pop up over the years, but very, very far and few in between because nowadays the studios, they don't let this stuff go anymore. Everything they try to keep in-house at the studio, or they just destroy it because they don't want it out in the hands of the public. So the new stuff is very, very hard to get your hands on, and that's not just Dragon Ball. That could be, like One Piece, um, Demon Slayer, Solo Leveling, like all these modern animes.
Well, the fact that it's digital, it's on a tablet or so to speak. So it's like they
Yeah,
draw it because I've seen them do it. They draw it on the hand tablet, and then
yeah.
whenever they send it to be colored, it's a different team. So they'll send them the unfinished art, and then the other team will come in and do the coloring, and then
Mhm.
send it back. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's. But I still like the old method, man. I love
Uh,
my old method.
I do too, man. You can't beat the art style of traditional animation.
This is a copy, but this is an original Omega Shenron. I don't know if you can see it because it's a black and white.
Oh
Let
yeah,
me
it's like
see
a
if I
like a
can.
SETI drawing.
Yeah, right. But I need to hold on. Let me see if I can modify it. It's got this. I'm sorry, I have it set to automatically do the blur, and I don't want it to be that blurry. It's always set to the maximum blur intensity, and I don't want it to be that intense. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and fix this here. Okay, so it should be easier to see now. I
Yeah.
hope. But I mean, again, my shit's not as cool as your shit, but I still think it's cool to have an Omega Shenron
Oh
like
yeah,
original. Like this is like a
that's
this is so
badass.
yeah, so people can see, like, so the team can see how to do it. This is a Majin Buu, but I believe this is a Majin Buu from Z. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Majin Buu from Z. Maybe you can tell me more about this because when this was sent to me, I wasn't
Mhm.
given exact details on its
Yeah.
origin.
So these are definitely like character design sheets they would do initially so that
Yeah,
the whole team can get an idea of what the characters would look like. And you'd see some with the full body, you would see some with just like their
the
heads
heads.
in different poses or different expressions, just so they can get an idea of like how they would animate or express themselves.
This is a Gohan from Resurrection F,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
and as you can see, for some reason they have his shoes highlighted, so they have to make a
Yeah.
big deal. I don't think we're looking at his feet when we saw the movie,
No.
but he's
Don't you
got the
love
green
that though? They
tracksuit.
put so much like emphasis on the shoes for something you don't even pay attention to.
It's funny too, because when Daima, controversial topic coming up here. So when Daima was leaking, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And I had seen some of the stuff from Daima, which I don't even know if I'm allowed to show it yet, but it doesn't matter. I showed it before. It was weird because they would like, again, I don't speak fluent Japanese, I don't read Japanese, but they would sort of point at like the eyes, like make sure you have this correct for the eyes, make sure you
Yeah.
have like really specific
Oh yeah.
things. I'm not even saying that's bad. It's just interesting as to how specific they want
Oh
everything to
yeah, man.
look.
Like all this stuff you see here, like here, I'll show you one that has a lot of notes like that.
Yeah, those are cool because I always am intrigued about what's going on over there.
So this is Vegeta getting hit by the spirit bomb.
That's right, Dragon Ball Z 34.
Yeah. Uh yeah, you got it. 34.
I listen, bro,
So,
listen. Autism. Anyways,
so you can see here all the different annotations. So this would be like paint colors. the way they would want the shadow effects, the effect layers. Like if you Google translate this stuff, it's pretty funny what they would write back in the day.
Yeah, were you able to do that and see what was there? Like, do you recall what was said?
I think it. I don't. I did it a long time ago. I think it had to do with like the shading effect because when he gets hit, like the light flashes as he's getting hit with the spirit bomb.
Yes.
But
Yes.
so a lot of that would be markers to that. It would have his name on it. So like that's his name in Japanese right there.
Right. And you know what? What trips me out about that is I don't know if you ever noticed this. This is a really deep cut. I covered it on my Twitch series on my Twitch series on Saturdays. If you look at the next episode preview of from episode 33 about 34,
Yeah.
the spirit bomb, the Genki Dama's like dark. It's not like blue and white. It's like more of like a gray and white. And
Yeah.
I always I love catching those little things because the finalized version looks different. And I always wonder like, first of all, I thought it looked cool. Secondly, I always wonder like, like was that the original intended color? And then like, Minoru Maeda was like, no, that's wrong. Like, and we sometimes the notes that you have that you see written on there will answer
Yeah.
that. But the problem is, and I'm sure you can attest to this, there's also notes that are passed around Toei that we never see.
Oh yeah.
Like there's notes that were just given to the animators that were thrown away, and somebody like me, and especially somebody like you, is like, no, give me that shit. I want to know. Like I want to
Exactly.
know. I want to know like what was changed, what was messed up.
It's
I
history,
love that
man.
stuff. No, I love it.
We love that stuff too. Like we didn't find until just a few months ago. So that director you mentioned, Ueda.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's on Twitter and he'll occasionally like post pieces of his collection every now and then.
Yeah.
He confirmed for the storyboards when they were originally like selling these or giving them away from the studio. This initial cover was not like they didn't use this like just the initial cover was not part of the original storyboard when they used it. What they would do is their marketing team would like slap this on top and then use this as sort of like an eye catcher when they got rid of it to people.
To make
And,
it
like,
look like a comic book almost, right?
exactly. And like this is information you would have never found out just like throughout the years until he would have said something. So I find it incredible that, after all this years and time of collecting this stuff and just enjoying Dragon Ball to begin with, is we're still learning stuff to this day, which is awesome.
Oeda and I mutually follow each other and Sato, and I have like so many questions,
Yeah.
but I try not to overwhelm them with questions because I don't know if you remember this, but like 2 or 3 years ago, Koyama joined Twitter and Takao Koyama, and dude, like he was answering Dragon Ball questions, which that's great, but then it became a thing where these motherfuckers, you know how like,
Well, they pester them, yeah.
yes, thank you. Like, you know how like you have a situation where you have a guy like Koyama who's old, he's an older guy,
Yeah.
and you have these younger Dragon Ball fans that don't know any better, they don't even have manners, and they're asking him to like power scale Majin Buu, and like he doesn't, like bro, he doesn't give a shit that much.
No.
Like he's,
Yeah.
and he just kept getting the same question over and over again to where he was like, I don't want to answer any more Majin Buu questions.
Yeah. I know.
Magan says, what is the oldest storyboard you own? Was it that one or are there other ones?
So this is the only one I own. So there's only one essential copy for each episode that you can collect. So you can imagine how rare they are to find. They do them for the movies too. The movie ones are even more impossible to find. But what's cool about the movie ones is sometimes they have like a 2-part storyboard. So they'll have like storyboard part A and then storyboard part B because the length of these are so long, right? They're not your usual 20-minute episode. But yeah, they do come up every now and then, but that's the only one I got.
That's fucking, excuse my language, it's better than having none.
Yeah.
So I did find this.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna. This is a digital. I don't have the actual physical of this, even though I could print this out.
Oh,
This,
cool.
yeah, this is the Daima Final Battle. I had my hands on this literally like, let me see. about 5 months, 6 months before it actually happened. And by the way, this is not a flex. This is the topic of the show today, all right? But if we look here, we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Right there, it says SS4. That's how I knew it was called SS4. It's not really Super Saiyan 4. I'm like, no, dude, trust me. Trust me. I know what it's called, all right? And then see on the right, it says pan up. Because this was that shot in, I think it was episode 18, where it pans up and you have Goma there.
That's so cool, man.
And then now, notice, what is this? One thing I've never been able to figure out is this. It says like Bach. Do you see like these?
That says book. So a book layer. Yeah. So in like traditional cell animation, when they mean book, that means they had like separate layers to make like a more in-depth scene. So like the smoke layer would be like a layer on its own. And then behind that would be maybe the ground that they're standing on, or the bodies of them would be maybe like the front layer. So when you have those shots that add extra depth, you'll have different book layers to mimic that.
I'm glad you're here because I would have never known that. That's something I never knew.
Yeah.
I never
knew. And you can
knew
see
that.
up on the top, it says like need camera scan. Like it's got the episode on the top left corner.
Yeah, 18 right 18. There.
Yeah. On the top right, it'll show the scene it's from, the cuts. Yeah, that's sweet, man. That looks legit.
It is, yeah. Scene 3, cut, whatever, 52, I think it is. The timestamp of when it happens. I when I got my hands on this, I was like, I felt weird about it because I was like, man, I'm not supposed to have this.
You own that original drawing or the?
No, this was sent to me.
Okay.
I don't own the original. No, that was sent to me from somebody on the inside, and I had it for a while. I did not spoil Dragon Ball. I mean, I did not spoil Super Saiyan 4. I did a video going over what happened was I did a video going over some of the characters like Do and Ku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. The reason as to why I even did the video, well, there's two reasons. I'm just going to be honest with you about this. One reason was because I was disgusted at the fact that Toei wasn't promoting Daima properly. This was supposed to be the last thing Toriyama worked on actively before he died, and I felt like it should have been promoted much harder. I don't like the fact that Toei doesn't do that. Even for Superhero, the promotion was nowhere near. Like Broly, they got it right. But even then, they could have done more. But Superhero felt like a step down. You know what I mean? Like
I'm surprised. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like they really dropped the ball in the marketing for that stuff.
And man. And it's like there were people who didn't even know that Superhero was coming until they went to the movie theater and saw the little poster. And they were like, another Dragon Ball movie? And then they would freaking go on my channel. There were people who were like lapsed fans and look, or wherever they go online and find it. But there was that. And then the other reason was because, well, I'm not going to lie about it. I got really sick and tired of people shitting on me, saying that that I had no sources, that I was a liar, and I let it get to me. And so I dropped the video kind of like as a fuck you to everybody because it used to bother me a lot because and this is not ego. I feel like I'm the premier Dragon Ball reporter in this fandom because I'm like 95% accurate with my shit. You can never be 100% because shit changes and it's a game of telephone. But I'm more careful now. But like when I did a video in 2019 about Super coming back. It got postponed because of a bunch of reasons I went over in a different video. And then I saw all these asshole haters who were waiting for me to fail. He doesn't know shit. Even though I was telling people detailed plots of Broly before the Japanese even saw it. And it just got to me. And so the Daima shit was more like kind of as a fuck you to say, well, look, now do you believe me now? And thankfully there were a lot of people who came back. But the one thing I did not reveal was Super Saiyan 4. All I told people was, be careful in February. Make sure you're caught up because when this happens, it'll be everywhere. People who are on this channel right now, you remember, I would do streams where I'd be like, February, it'll be everywhere. Because my whole logic behind this, Eric, is that if there were people who were skipping Daima until it ended, let's say you're skipping Daima. Let's say you say, okay, I'm going to wait until Daima ends, then I'm going to watch it, right? Then then you see you open up your phone and you see Super Saiyan 4 everywhere. Oh
Oh,
man, I got spoiled. And it's like,
it's
because you
impossible to avoid, man.
that's what I'm saying. It's because the official account,
Yeah,
like I remember when Majin Ku got revealed.
yeah,
Before the episode popped up on Amazon, the Japanese Dragon Ball account, the English translated one, had the
oh,
bio and the voice actor. So if you didn't watch the feed on Fuji TV, if you were one of those people that didn't do that, you got spoiled. So the
yeah,
only way to watch, and I'm telling everybody this now, and I'm going to keep saying it from now on, when Galactic Patrol comes out, whatever, the only way to avoid spoilers for this shit is if you turn this off. Don't go to Twitter, don't go to Instagram, because we talked about the algorithm, right?
oh
You
yeah.
could just be, oh shit, there's, you know what I mean? Like it just, what is that? And then you get curious, like,
Everything is so accessible nowadays. It's impossible, like, for it not to be popped in your face at some point. Like uninstall the app at that point. You're good.
and the thing is, it's difficult for me, man, because like when it comes to like the way I do my videos, like during Super, I had to be like, I would try to be like less obvious with the spoilery stuff, but in with Daima it was difficult because like I didn't, like, as a creator, right, you don't know what to title a video, you don't know what the thumbnail is going to be. So what I decided to do for like the later half of Daima is I would tell everybody, okay, look, I'm going to use this thumbnail from 9 a.m. to like 4 p.m. That should give you all day to watch the episode. And
Yeah.
if you can't watch it, just stay off the internet. And you know what I mean? And
Dude,
then what?
you can't make everybody happy, man. Like it's impossible.
No,
Like
I
there's,
know, man. It's just, I'm just letting you know, and you know this. It's really hard. It's just really hard to avoid spoilers.
it is.
And so what I tell everybody is like you have to, like, look, I started watching Sopranos and I'm on season 3. That
Yeah.
show's been over since like 2004 or some shit. And yet
Hmm.
I don't know what happens. And but
Great
I've been
show.
able to avoid. Yeah, well, I'm learning
Hey,
that.
if it makes you feel any better, I just watched that for the first time last year. So
Thank God.
I imagine to avoid it, but you can't always get lucky.
Well, I started watching The Chosen, which is like the TV adaptation of the Gospels, and
Yeah.
it's like spoiler: Jesus dies at the end, but you know, but he comes back, so it's okay. And then it's like, how do you know? Well, I read the book. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Hold on, this guy right here just asked a question. Okay, wait, this is a good question. I was gonna ask you this. Besides Dragon Ball, do you have another anime or cartoon cell that you have, like from a different show?
Yeah, no, great point.
I'm hoping you have some slump.
I I have some sketches, but they're not with me at my house at the moment. They're at my buddy's place.
Mm.
But I do have some like original slump sketches. One anime I've actually been getting into recently has been a show called Hajime no Ippo.
Oh,
It-
the boxing show.
yeah, it's a boxing anime. So um, it's really short. It's like the first season's only 75 episodes long, and they only did cells and sketches for the first season. So I watched it recently. I fell in love, and I do actually have some production material from that show.
I have all the episodes on a hard drive and I haven't started it yet, and I need to because I've seen some of the clips,
Yeah.
and I love like I'm not a fucking like hardcore boxing fan, but I
Yeah.
do like boxing, and that the way the fights in that show look is intense, dude.
Oh, dude, the animation's nuts. Like the line work in that show, the impact when they would punch a guy's face, like it's incredible. Like, let me show you a recent sketch I got.
You know what would be crazy, bro? If you could get your hands on like I don't even know if it'd be called Genga, but like some Astro Boy shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like that must be
It's
worth
out there.
millions. That's gotta be like maybe not millions, but hundreds of thousands, right? Astro Boy.
Yeah, it's out there.
All right, let me see this real quick.
So-
I'm gonna make you big.
here's Ipo himself doing the gazelle punch against Volg
Looking
from
badass.
round 48. So this is the first time he does the gazelle punch, and nobody expects it.
Can you explain why there are like two squares there? Is it two different frames?
Yeah, so this from here on up to here is like the size of a normal standard cell sketch. And so with these panoramic shots, as it like goes up in the camera, they didn't have like specific large paper to draw these. So they would literally take like two of these and then tape them together. You can kind of see
Oh
the
shit.
tape on the back.
Yeah. And you
So-
can see it. It's a
Yeah.
like it's like glistening. Yeah.
So this is like 20-year-old tape that's holding this together right now, which is awesome. But yeah, so they would literally take, maybe a half of a sheet or two sheets that are normal size and tape them together to create these bigger shots.
It's just funny that it's tape. Like, it's such
Yeah.
it's so
Archaic
basic.
way of putting it together.
Yeah. Nowadays that's all fucking computers. All of it.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see
So
that
here's
one.
another one that kind of
The
like
uppercut.
the uppercut. So this is Kimura. I don't know the guy. I don't remember the guy's name for this. I think it's some nobody he faces, but he does this awesome gut punch to him, and you can see all the line work in this Genga. It's just absolutely nuts.
It's beautiful. Really. No, I need to watch that show, bro. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's my fault. I have a lot of shows on. People want me to watch One Piece, and it's like I get that. There's a lot of shows that like people in my audience want me to watch, but Ipo's one that I kind of want to watch because I feel like that'd be more up my alley. I'm not trying to say One
You
Piece
will
is
not
bad.
regret it, and it's not only about just like boxing and awesome action. It's pretty hilarious too. So if you like crude humor like myself,
Well,
and,
I'd love crude humor.
and sexual innuendos and all that stuff, like
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble for that one.
you'll fit right in with that show. Here's some cells from the show too.
Let me see. No, those are incredible, yo.
Yeah, so this is Mashiba. He's like the creepy guy in the show with massive
Yeah,
eyebrows.
he's got dark eyes like me.
Yeah, so this one's like an oversized pan, and then this one's like the original matching background.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have like it looks like you have like just a bunch of different like what do you call them? I was gonna say trapper keepers. I'm dating
Like,
myself.
Yeah. So this is like
Like
an Artoya
folders.
art portfolio. So this
Okay.
is mainly how I store all my stuff that's not framed. This is like my oversized binder. So for like my bigger pieces,
So is that just Ipo or is that like a mix of everything?
it's a bit of mix of everything. Like I have this guy here,
Oh,
Like-
dude, I love that one.
a horizontal pan of Ginyu from their first fight.
I think that's like Dragon Ball Z episode 70 or 71, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, this is Tadayoshi Yamamuro episode right here.
When he was amazing. Dude, Dragon Ball Z Yamamuro was like, dude, look, my number one guy's Maeda. I will drink,
Yeah.
I drink the urine of Minoru Maeda, right? Not literally. But he's my guy, right? But Yamamuro was really good. Okay, so you have the sketch as well.
Yeah. So I got the sketch and the cell.
Yeah, you've got you could do that thing you did with the Frieza thing where you could like net down the road. You could frame them like side by side, like step 1, step 2. You know what I mean?
That some people do that. I mean, cells. It's a gray area if you want to frame them or not, just because of the natural chemical reaction for them. But yeah, the sketches,
You mean like at the sunlight? Is that what you mean? Like the sunlight could fuck it up?
yeah. So cells, like if you don't want to display them in the sun, like you typically want to keep them in a dark, cool area so that the dark lines on them don't fade.
Like a hallway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep them in a cool, dark space. So I typically don't frame the cells, but the sketches I do. But you use common sense, right? You don't put anything in the direct sunlight if you don't want it to be faded.
What about, now this is kind of cheating, but what if you were to make copies and then frame the copies but keep the originals? That's one way to do it. And then it's like, hey.
You could do that. And there are people who do, just for display purposes, right?
Just to make it look nice. Yeah, like your office.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are people who do that. Um, they're like the sketches themselves are more, I guess, safe, I'd say, if you wanted to frame them, as opposed to cells. But what I really want to start getting into framing is the backgrounds they painted.
Oh, dude.
So the original backgrounds behind the cells. So
Yes.
let me show
Dude,
you a really cool one.
okay. I'm so happy you have these because let me tell you, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, bro, when I do my Twitch streams, we watch Dragon Ball every Saturday at 1 on Twitch, and I sometimes will pause it when there's a nice background. I'll be like, this was painted. You can tell too.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's like you know what has what has beautiful paintings, bro? Dragon Ball Z movie 1, Dead Zone, the
Mm.
red castle. Dude, that shit looks like
Oh,
some
yeah.
Bob Ross shit, bro. I'm over here like,
The
fuck.
the environments like that movie, Fusion Reborn, with all like the jelly beans in the sky
Yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah,
underwater
yeah.
colors, like that shit's
No,
peak.
and the BoJack movie with like the
Yes.
what do you call it? The different arenas that are stolen from what the fuck's that movie, bro? I fucking The Running Man. It's basically The Running
Okay.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're oh, it's great. It's
And they
great.
have all that like European buildings in the back. Yeah.
That's right. Where when Vegeta shows up, oh,
Yeah.
dude,
The
that
art
would be
direction in the movies were incredible.
something to collect right there.
Mhm.
Like you could just collect Dragon Ball background art, and that in and of itself could fill up a whole room,
Oh
like
yeah.
a museum.
So let me show you this one. This
If
is
you ever strike
from
a rich, you should open up a museum.
that's the plan. That's my goal one day.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
But this piece is from the last episode of GT. So right as they're announcing Kid Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr.,
The tournament.
the camera does like some weird like rotations and pans around the tournament stage.
Hmm.
And so this one here
Oh shit! I remember that. Let me make you big.
is like an overview of the whole tournament, and every single dot you see in here is painted.
You
So
can tell. You can tell. Yeah.
every single head, you can see them walking down the stairs. You can see the shine on the tiles, like the detail on the building itself.
You know we never get like, okay, you know how like there's guys on YouTube like Forgotten Relics and AJ who talk about the
Yeah.
animators, but nobody ever talks about the background people. Like I think we should start talking about these people, man. They deserve some love.
They're very underrated artists that don't get love.
They deserve some. We need to find some of these guys on Twitter. I want to tell you, man, because you talked about Ueda earlier and Sato. I constantly like give them verbal blowjobs on social media because I love the green there too. It's clean. That should be in Sparking Zero. That arena should be in Sparking Zero.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not. Yeah, but like I always like I always tell them like we appreciate you, even though a lot of like casual fans don't care about the production. You have to be a real purist to really care.
Yeah.
Like I told Ueda, I'm like, and I fucked with him too because I told him I was like, I told him I said, you know, I loved how you did Gohan killing the Cell Juniors, and by the way, thanks for the extra kill because he liked it, bro. He didn't even get mad. I
Yeah.
put the little winky face because, like, you know, you gave us the extra kill. Oh, I fucked up, but whatever. But no, like, and then the guys, like, really, you know how the Japanese are, bro. They're very humble people,
Yeah.
you know, and they do deserve more love. So maybe
They do.
someday we can find some of these background people.
That particular background was shown for maybe 2 seconds on screen time, and it probably took the person like hours to paint that. So the amount of work that goes into this for such little screen time, it's just like they really don't get enough credit.
I agree.
It's crazy.
No, I agree. Let me get this real quick question. Does Geekdom still have those sketches from when Diamond was first talked about back when it was still called Dragon Ball Magic? Yeah. I'll show you one real quick. If you're talking about this right here, this was the 2022 Dragon Ball Daima Genga. And or is this the sheet, the character sheet, not Genga? I always say Genga, but that's not the right term. And
It's, yeah, like a SETI they call it, or SETI.
SETI. Yeah. Of Pansy. And as you can see right up here, it says Dragon Ball Magic. But remember, I hate to address it, but I like to fuck around sometimes. People actually said that I was lying about it being called Dragon Ball Magic. Oh, see, he said it was called Magic, but it was actually called Daima. There it is right there. There it is right there. They should know by now not to doubt me, bro.
Yeah.
It did used to get to me. I won't lie to you about that. Like it did
Yeah.
really used to get to me because I'll just be real with you, not to make this into a therapy session, but like I hate being called a liar because I don't
Mhm.
really lie. Like I don't like being lied to because my parents lied to me a lot when I was a kid, a lot. And so like I have this thing where like I the only time I've ever lied is like to a teacher or something like that, you know, to get out
Right.
of getting in trouble. Like, and
Right.
lied to my parents when I was younger 'cause they didn't want them to know what I was doing. But I don't
Yeah.
really lie here on the channel. I have no reason to. So, like,
Yeah.
if somebody, for example, I'll give you a good example. Somebody asked me today, like, where's the manga? I have no idea. Like, I'm not gonna bullshit you and be like, well, I know, but it's a secret. No, I don't. Nobody, bro. I
People
have
are gonna
no.
find out eventually if you lie, right? Like, you can only hold it down for so long. So,
But the
what?
thing is, when Super didn't come back in 2019, aha, he did lie, even though I had all this evidence. But now that Akio, and it's kind of funny because in 2023, I made a video, and the video was about like how Akio was going to continue Super, but Shueisha stopped it because there was this whole like behind the scenes like clash. Then a few months later, in the Japanese publications, there's a behind the scenes problem between Shueisha and Akio.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Nobody else talked about that except
Nope.
me. And then look what happens. Capsule Corp Tokyo gets established. Akio is now has more power now. We
Mhm.
get Dragon Ball Super Beerus. We get Dragon Ball Galactic Patrol, which is Moro, and we
Yep.
get Xenoverse 3. Like, but Eric, bro, I was telling people like if you because there's people who shit on Akio because they say he recycles ideas like bringing Broly back, which that's true. But the same people want more Dragon Ball. And the
Right.
only guy that's pushing for more Dragon Ball is Akio. That's the man. And now people are finally like realizing like this is the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
you're not gonna, like I said earlier, you're not gonna make everybody happy. Like, there's like a fine balance of bringing stuff back and keeping it pure and trying to cater to Toriyama's original vision. So, like, you can't please everybody. That's
But
the
it's
thing.
funny because what makes me laugh, bro, is like, okay, Akio obviously or pitched Dragon Ball Super Broly because
Yeah.
of the popularity of Broly. That's why they even have
Yeah.
Kale. But remember, and I'm not sure, I didn't know you back then, but if you weren't around, you probably were lurking when they first
Always.
announced Broly and that poster went up. People were losing their minds. How could they do this? They're bringing back this cringy character. This fucking sucks.
Oh yeah.
And then when the movie came out, oh my
This
god.
is the best movie
Oh,
ever.
so I just and bro, I'm 42 now, bro. I just tell people like, look, because I'm older than a lot of people, but I just tell people as the elder statesman, like, just wait and see.
Hmm.
Instead of shitting on it, let's wait and see.
Yeah, give it a chance to watch it yourself. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, as they say.
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah. So, okay. I'd like to know if you have any more backgrounds or any other pieces you want to share. Well,
I
backgrounds first,
I
because
do.
I love
So
these fucking things, dude.
backgrounds is what I've been like my focus on right now because it's very slept on. But
Bob Ross, bro.
now that I
Bob
said
Ross.
that, people are gonna go after backgrounds.
No, don't go after backgrounds. Let him buy all of them. Or send them to me.
Okay, so here's a piece I haven't shared on my page yet.
Mecha J, real quick, I'm going to answer this guy's question. Mecha J, I can't really go into that here, but if I don't know if you're on the Patreon or not, but I did do a hotline discussing something like this recently. On the Patreon, you have to be tier 3 or 4 to access the hotline, but I did go into, there has been talk about this, but I can't go into it here. It's because it's not finalized yet. It's not, I don't have all the information yet, but it's on the hotline on the Patreon. Okay.
Okay, so I'll show some backgrounds, and then I'll
Yeah.
show a piece I haven't posted on my page yet. So you
I'm
guys get
excited.
the first sneak peek.
Exclusive.
So here's some more background art.
Bro, I love I'm gonna make you big real quick.
Yeah, so here is the Namek saga, obviously. Like,
The
everybody who
landscape
sees this shot instantly recognizes it's from the Frieza saga
with the correct colors.
with the correct colors. So this is it in its essence. This is from episode 51. And what's cool about this background is the shot in the episode didn't have any cells on it. So what they would do is they literally just panned the camera across the scene as like an after shot. It was right after Vegeta landed to steal and kill all the Namekians to grab their Dragon Balls, and it just pans across that whole scene. And then
Okay.
this guy here
That's
is,
OG Dragon Ball, isn't it?
this is GT actually.
Oh, it's GT. Oh, that's a new Vegeta or whatever. New plant, whatever.
So this is actually episode 34 when
I
Goku
thought. I'm
is,
sorry. I thought initially I could tell now. I thought it was when Goku goes to Anin and meet and you know in the five furnaces. That's what I had initially thought. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's what I thought it was.
You're good, man. So this is episode 34 when Goku is the Golden Ozaru,
Right.
and he's looking up and he sees Earth, and it like clicks in his mind that, you know, I know that place. So this is like the episode he transforms into Super Saiyan 4 for the first time.
The mutation.
And the camera just like pans out as you see the Earth.
You know, bro. You know, do you have any more in that little folder? I mean.
Yeah. So I got.
You know, I don't know if you know this, but my favorite transformation, and I know I'm in the minority here, but Golden Great Ape is actually my favorite transformation, bro.
It's badass.
Because think about it, bro. It's got the Super Saiyan Gold with a giant Great Ape, and I love Kaiju and I love King Kong and shit. And I'm just pissed that we never got two Super Saiyan Great Apes fighting. Dragon Ball never gave that to us.
Yeah. So here is the Land of the Kais, so the Super Saiyan planet.
Look at the colors.
It is 280 or 281 when Kid Buu's facing Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and they're doing like their beams and whatnot, and there's like a quick shot of him blasting Goku, and that's why you see kind of like these shadows on the bottom of the middle. But yeah, you can see all the little details of the grass and the flowers, the rocks, and this particular background was shown for like maybe an episode or maybe a second or two. Like, it wasn't shown for very long, and like, again,
and it's also darker than a lot of the other shots.
Yeah,
you know,
because in the actual episode, there's when he does the beam, there's like shadow effect that happens.
Yeah.
So they give it that like nighttime look by painting it dark.
281 was like a badass episode, like animation wise. When I did a collab with Forgotten Relics about like the best looking Z episodes, and I think we discussed 279, 280, and 281 being like a trifecta of greatness, one after another.
Yeah, his videos are great, man.
He's amazing.
He's had some of my pieces on his channel. Like, I love his videos. How he goes in depth with all the different animators. Like, that's my cake right there. I love that.
That's my go-to guy for animation knowledge, bro. That's my number one guy. Also, what was I going to tell you? Do you happen to have any of the title cards, but without the text on them? You know how sometimes you'd have backgrounds on those?
No, I know what you're talking about. So, no, I don't have those. But what it would be, it's literally just a cell of the episode
image. Yeah,
the image of the episode, like title and number, and then behind that, just like a normal background. Like
that's what I'm saying. The background without the text, because some of those are beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen some, and they do exist. They're very cool, right? Because you literally own the name of that episode as a piece. So here's another piece that incorporates the cell and the background together. This is a very special piece. So it's not like a usual cell where they would just paint the paint on the back of the cell. this particular shot is called a harmony cell.
Oh,
So
this is when Vegeta realized he was fucked against Frieza.
you
Yeah.
got it. So usually they do these sort of shots at the end of the episode or like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, where they get almost like manga-ish.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll show you the cell and then I'll show you the harmony side by side. So you can kind of see the transition they do from cell. So here's the normal cell,
Right.
and then here's the harmony.
So the one on the right would go first, and then it would fade into the harmony cell.
You got it. And
Would
what's really
they
cool.
go ahead?
Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was curious. Would they fade? Would they? Okay, okay. So there's okay. How would they go from the regular cell to the harmony cell? Would it be like a computer effect, or would it?
Yeah. Usually it's like digital effects they would do, or they might have maybe another cell after that, but usually it's all computer generated.
I was gonna say because the way that they transition into it, there might wouldn't there also be some in between? Theoretically, there would be some in between animation, but if you're fading into the that
Mhm.
other cell, that would be really difficult to draw. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
thinking it would be a computer. And see, these are
It would be,
questions that
yeah.
these are questions that I want to know. Dude, my dream, which will never happen, is to actually go to Toei and do a real Dragon Ball documentary and
Yeah.
ask all these questions. It's never gonna happen, but
Right.
dude, like we need something like that, like
Well,
a
it's
real one.
it's funny you say that. My friend, he's actually working on like a book right now to talk about the art of Dragon Ball and the whole process of it from storyboard to cell. So stay tuned for that later this year.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
and
there like a
he's got in
GoFundMe or something?
contact with directors, animators, like actual people who worked on the show. So it's going to be sweet.
That's no, that is awesome. What is there like a GoFundMe or a link or anything like that? Like
Not yet, but once I get more information or an idea of a release date, I'll let you know.
yeah, when do me a favor when the book is done, or even before then, I wouldn't mind bringing him on here and talking about it because
Yeah,
that I would I have brought Derek Padula and other authors on. I mean, dude, I thought about writing a book about Dragon Ball. I thought
yeah.
about writing a book about Dragon Ball's impact on North America.
Yeah, man. I'll give you his contact, and yeah, you guys can definitely because he would love to bring that on your show.
No, that I love Dragon Ball books. I all that kind of stuff. I eat that stuff up, bro. Like there's like I get a lot of compliments from people and I appreciate it when they tell me shit like, "Oh, I learned a lot about Dragon Ball from you and all that." And I really appreciate that, but
Mm,
there's so much I don't know that I still want to know cuz like I'm going to be honest with you, and I think you can relate with me on this one. This show is like an obsession for me in a
oh
weird
yeah.
way. Like I don't know what it is about this show. Like I'm not even like an anime fan in the sense of like I'll watch Yu Yu Hakusho or Ranma or Ippo or stuff like that. But I'm not one of those guys that watches every new anime when it comes
Mhm.
out. Like I haven't
Right.
seen Fire Force or Jujutsu Kaisen or all of
Yeah.
JoJo's, but Dragon Ball is like my subject. Like like there's so much. There is so like people have asked like, why don't you do content on other anime? Because there's so much to talk about with just Dragon Ball. Like just
Hmm.
Dragon Ball has so much. I have 3,000 videos and I have like another 2,000 ideas I haven't even used yet. And that's the thing. Like people like your friend and even yourself. Like I need to fill these gaps in my brain. It's a
Yeah.
weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is
And
autism.
it's it's a never ending path, right? You'll never know everything, and that's part of the chase and the fun of this show and this hobby. Like you just never know what else you're gonna learn.
Yeah. Okay. Great question here from Trenton. Do you have any sales on DB vehicles? That's actually a good question. Toriyama loves those.
No, I mean that episode one Bulma I showed you is probably the closest thing I have. But the actual
The
like
crash.
vehicles themselves, like I've seen pieces of Frieza's spaceship, um, Trunks time machine
Time
spaceship.
machine. What
But
about the car that Goku drives in the licensed episode everybody loves?
yeah, yeah. So that I'm actually getting a piece of him driving from that episode soon. So stay tuned for that one.
Fuck. Dude, okay. Everyone's favorite filler is like that episode, except me.
It is.
Except me.
You don't like it?
No, I do like it, even though it's stupid. In my,
No.
here's why it's stupid. I'll tell you why.
But
Because
that's why people love it, because it's stupid.
well, yeah, and I forgive it because it's Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball's supposed to be dumb sometimes. But the fact that Goku has to learn how to drive when he has instantaneous movement. So if he wants to shop with Chi-Chi, give me the grocery bags. Like there's no need to drive.
No.
Because think about it, bro. Imagine having that technique in real life. People are like, Danny, if you could do anything in Dragon Ball, what would you do? Flying,
over, man.
instantaneous movement. Dude, I can go to Japan, Europe, anywhere. Dude, you imagine how awesome that would be if it was real?
Dude, it would be unimaginable the things you could do with that power.
Yeah. So my favorite filler episode is Princess Snake. And this is going to sound, because it's the entire episode is sexual innuendo.
Mm-hmm.
The entire episode, she wants to fuck him. That's what she wants. He's naked in the episode.
Yeah.
And then when she does the little mirror thing and sees that, like, he's having dreams and he sees, like, Gohan and Chi-Chi. Oh, he's married and he has a kid. Let's kill him.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't that episode get censored for some countries?
Well, that's the thing. I was going to get to that. You read my mind.
Yeah.
There's a scene in that episode where one of Princess Snake's handmaidens takes a gun and goes,
She shoots herself. Yeah.
Russian roulette. That whole scene was cut. And I even said this on Twitter. I said, look, I don't like the way Dragon Ball's been censored at all, right, historically. But I understand that. Like, that's one where I'm like, in agreement with Funimation. I don't think, like, when you watch like Looney Tunes and you see, like, they do stuff like this sometimes, but usually it's like Bugs Bunny with a shotgun. That's already like kind of, going there. But usually it's
dream.
Well, usually it's like he drops a battleship on him or something.
Yeah.
But this scene of her putting the gun and saying, we play Russian roulette, and shooting herself, the gun looks way too real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the animation is so good on it that it's like, even I, as somebody who's against censorship, I'm like, you know what? I kind of get them cutting it out of the fun. You get where I'm coming from? Do you think I'm nuts?
I do. I agree. I think, like, for most audiences, it's probably a little extreme.
But if you can get the cell,
oh my God,
of her shooting herself,
it would go for a lot of money. I'll tell you that,
dude. I can only imagine what I would love more than anything. This is me and my weird mind.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of, back to the earlier question you were asking me of what cell I like. What would be my dream cell? And it would be Yamcha in the crater, dead.
Oh my God!
Exploded from the Cybermen.
Yes,
that
meme.
would be my dream cell. Like, that shit's hilarious,
bro. And they even made that into a statue. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, they did. They've made a lot of things out of that shot.
And it's become a literal meme. And that's the thing. I feel like that cell. Here's my logic. I think in the past you could have probably got that cell cheap, but I think as the years went by and that meme got bigger and bigger, the collectors that had that cell were like, no, we're gonna jack the price up. You know what I mean? Like 20 years ago. Huh?
It's the only one, right? Like, you own that scene. Nobody else has it. So if you want it, like, you got to pay the price you're willing to pay.
Yeah. Well, well, what I was gonna say is, and this is about you, it would be awesome if you had the Princess Snake Russian roulette scene, and you have it on your wall, and somebody who doesn't know anything about Dragon Ball comes over to your house, like you invite a girl over or something, and she looks and sees that. What is this? Like,
a weirdo.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how my mind works. Yeah. I've got, like, my bedroom. The only thing I have, this is my bedroom. I have this this is an original poster from movie 9 from the BoJack movie. Yeah, I've got that and then the manga over here. This is the only Dragon Ball stuff I have in my room. Otherwise, this is like the House of Shag. The other room over, like I have another room with a bunch of Dragon Ball shit, but this one,
Yeah.
and it's fucked up because when I first moved in here, I told myself, I said, no nerd shit in the bedroom. But that poster is just too nice, and it's right
Here
where
we
I do my
are.
videos. Yeah, I did think about doing like a curtain or something here to like divide the bed from the yeah. So
Danny, if she can't have you at your nerdiest, she can't have you at your best, man.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Hey Eric, do you own any cells or storyboards from Pokemon?
No, but I do want to get into Pokemon. It's a lot harder to find Pokemon cells than it is Dragon Ball. Funny enough,
Because of the studio being Nintendo related and all that. Is that why?
probably I don't. Who knows? But um, I am working on it, getting some pieces. It's a lot harder to find though.
Yeah, it's we talked about. I could only imagine like an Astro Boy or something like that.
Yeah.
Like this guy said, do it before Jake Paul gets his hand. What do you? It's not Jake Paul. It's Logan Paul. What do you think about the Logan Paul thing, dude? Like I seen it, and there's people who were like really angry about it,
Yeah.
and maybe it's because I'm a little older than everybody else, but I don't care that he bought like good for him. You know,
Dude,
it doesn't bother me.
it's rich people buying rich things, man. Like who cares?
But I know people were like having a meltdown over it. Oh, he's not a real Dragon Ball fan. Well, maybe he's not, but
Yeah.
like you said, it's rich people buying rich things. So, all right. I'd love to see anything else you have to show us here.
For sure. So this is I'll show you another one of my favorite cells in my collection.
Mecca, I agree with you on this. I think that's what we're talking about. It's not that Nintendo owns them, it's that Nintendo has a stake in it. Nintendo's even more difficult to work with than Toei. So Trenton wants to know what the average price is of a regular cell, but I feel like the prices vary depending on the scene.
It does. So it's a very loaded question. It really depends on the scene, the character, like the materials itself. So like if you have the cell plus the sketch that comes with it, if the background behind the cell is the original TV match screen that you see, where this particular cell it is. So I'm sure everybody will know where this is from. But
I didn't know you had that.
this is the first appearance of the mighty Gogeta.
Of course.
And you can see it was used on a card, it was used on tons of merchandise. Like this is literally the first shot you see. I don't have the aura layer. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the aura layer, but this is the only cell of in existence of this shot. And the reason for that
is absolutely nuts, bro. I didn't know you had this. I did not know you had this.
So the body of Gogeta is an A1 end cell. So it's the only cell that exists from this shot. But then the gi or the clothes and his hair are a separate layer, because in the show you can see it, you know, his hair is flowing, his clothes are flowing. So there's other cells of his hair and gi out there somewhere, but this is the only body and face shot cell that exists. So
because one of them is moving and the other one's still.
You got it.
Oh,
so
shit.
They would do the moving cells on separate layers to say, so they didn't have to redraw the whole thing every time. And then the one cell, so you can see it on the back, like
getting an edumacation.
Yeah. So on the back, you can kind of see it's like Caillou.
He's missing that dude. He's missing the cool blazer. He's just shirtless.
That's it.
I've never seen Gogeta just shirtless like that. That's awesome.
So from where you see his bald head all the way to the bottom, that's like the first layer, and then on top is like the second layer of his hair and his clothes. So that's the original cell of it, and then this is the original background.
Yes, okay. So you put those together yourself?
Did you? No, I bought it. I bought it like this. It came like this, and you know it's the exact same background as you see on the TV. Because number one, you can literally screen match it on TV, but this card here proves it as well. You can see the exact same lines and the exact same gradient as you see on the actual piece.
Yeah, that matches up perfectly, bro. Perfectly. Like that's it.
And if you like backgrounds, I have the background of Gogeta, the second shot.
Damn,
right
bro.
after. So as he's zooming in, this like the aura's flying up and Janemba's just sitting there shitting his pants.
Yeah, and he's like, Pai Kuhan, I'll take care of this or whatever, right?
Yeah, so this is the background scene of the exact next shot right after. So
have you ever seen the original design for Janemba?
So I have key animation of Janemba of his death. So as he's pixelating away and he's got the stars coming out of his eyes.
Okay.
I have the original drawings for that, which I'll show.
That everyone's going nuts in the chat. I think that's everyone's favorite. I mean, that is a great one.
Yeah.
The movies always had higher production than the anime because all the animators were on the movies.
They all had, they had a whole team of animators. They had more time. Like they really took their time with that stuff. So here's the original Gogeta keyframe drawings of Janemba punching him in the face.
It's not super easy. Okay, now I see it. Yeah, now I see it. Yep.
So here's like before the punch hits, and then
it comes in.
Right.
Then the in-between guys did the in-between part.
Yeah, and then the page after. Let me show it.
Yeah, so you've got almost the entire sequence then.
Oh yeah.
Almost. Yeah. All the important parts, except maybe the knees. Oh, the Stardust Breaker's coming, yeah.
Yeah, so there he realizes like his punch didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then his eyes start to get wide and opened.
Yeah, because he's fucked. The I'm fucked look.
This is my favorite sheet out of the whole set.
Like the whole set as in everything or just the Janemba stuff?
You can see the light coming out of his eyes and the sparkles when he starts to pixelate away.
And I see the 16 by 9 box, even though it was 4x3 originally.
You got it.
And that's crazy because a lot of people don't know that those movies were animated in 4x3 originally.
Yeah.
I have them in 4x3, but I don't have them in high quality in 4x3 Those are, I don't know how you're going to get that.
Well, Sita Might did a great job, or what was it?
Kineko and Sita Might, both of them. Yeah.
Kineko and Sita Might did a fantastic job.
Yeah, no, always. This is, I feel like you've seen this before, but this is the original Janemba. A lot of people you've seen this before, yeah. A lot of folks never seen this before. This is the original Janemba, like, colors or whatever, before it was finalized. I actually have a few rare, and I'm actually saving these for a video because I don't think almost anybody has these. They're really, really rare, but have you ever seen, I'm guessing you have, but I'm still going to ask you, if you've ever seen, hold on, I have to switch to a different image here because this thing only lets me do one image at a time unless I share the entire screen, and it's being difficult. Have you ever seen this image right here? This is early promotional art for the Tree of Might movie.
Oh, cool.
You see those two characters back there?
Yeah.
Those weren't in the movie.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, I've been saving. So I have I have a lot of stuff that I have been saving for my special series coming out next year about the movies. And this is one right here. These are two characters that did not make the final movie that were promoted. There's another one.
That looks like Maida or Nakasuru drawings.
It probably is. It seems like it, right? It would
That's so cool, man.
That it's one of them. There's one more here. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. There's this one. Oh, wait. Hold on. This thing. Sorry. It's. Hold on. I have to open up another. It's being difficult here. This is another one of the same vein. I wish I had it a little bit better quality even, but this never happened. This scene's not in the movie.
No, it didn't.
This scene is not in the movie, bro.
That's so cool, man. I wonder if this is all like promotional material for the movie.
It is. And I don't even know what magazine it's from. This is stuff. I got this like 10, 12 years ago. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to save these for a special video. And
these are sweet, dude. I've never seen any of this before.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing you say that brings a tear to my glass eye because that actually means something coming from you when somebody says, I've never seen this before. Like that's from you, I mean, because you've seen everything.
Yeah, that's rare, man. That's really cool stuff.
I have one more here. Let me see if I can show you. Now, this one, I don't think. You might actually be able to help me as to what this actually is, because I'm not even sure what this is. So, this is from movie one, right? And
Oh,
what I think this is, what I
is that a
think,
chicken?
huh?
Is that a chicken Gohan's chasing?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it is a chicken. But what I don't understand is I see the in the upper left there there's like Garlic's like castle, that
Yeah.
scene we talked about. But then here it's got like this white background and then Goku's there. Like I don't even know where this is from.
Hmm.
I mean, I know the movie it's from obviously, but I mean, I
Right,
don't
right,
know.
right.
I don't remember Gohan chasing a chicken. I know he got drunk, but I don't remember him chasing a chicken.
Yeah, I don't. It looks like it was like
Like
some sort of
unfinished.
unfinished, or maybe like what do you call those? Like a mock, or like they would just make fun of stuff with the characters.
Oh, you mean like a behind the scenes like joke?
Yeah, like a blooper or something, like because you would never like because yeah, in the movie that guy never chases Gohan.
Well, that's the other thing. This is another scene from another. The thing is though, I don't know if this is promotional material or not because if you look
So
at it right,
that's a
huh?
cell.
That's what I'm
That
saying. Okay,
that's a
that's
cell.
okay. Yes, it is a cell, but this scene's not in the movie.
No, so they did make cells for promotional material, like for posters and stuff. And like
Okay, that makes
that's
sense then.
why this particular one doesn't have any like frame notation on it. And that's why you've also never seen it in the show too. Because it was most likely either used for a poster, um, like a picture for a puzzle box. Like they did cells and drawings for merchandise. And this definitely looks like one of those type of cells. They call them handkins. So that's what they
Okay.
refer them to.
That's
But
probably what this is. The
that's
thing
really
about,
cool.
I'll tell you what though, the thing about Dragon Ball Z movie 3 about Tree of Might or whatever, Chiku Marigoto Chokesen. I don't want to, I'm trying to get, I don't want to just say all the Japanese names,
Yeah.
but my autism, the Super is decisive battle for Earth. Okay, so the thing about
Yeah.
that movie though is that there's a lot of like, there's a story behind that movie that I think, I don't think many of us know, and I don't even know the whole story. What I mean is, it's not just all those images I showed you. There's if you listen to one of the Dragon Ball soundtracks, there is a track that's in the third movie. It's in the like if you listen to I forget, I think it's actually the 5 CD set where there's a track that you hear it on the 5 CD set, but it's not in the movie. However, K on Twitter, K17, the Japanese fan, big, huge Dragon Ball fan, really well connected. He took that track and applied it to the scene where Goku is fighting Turles' men and goes
Mhm.
Kaioken, and it
Yeah.
fit perfectly. And I saw that years ago, and I was like, wait a minute. But in the movie, it's not like that. So
Yeah.
Kikuchi produced that track for that scene, but they didn't put it in there. Like
They
those are
didn't
the
use
things.
it.
These are the
Yeah.
questions that I want answers to. Like what
Yeah.
happened there?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like that's the little itty gritty details that to this day we may never know.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna be real with you and kind of bummed out. These
Yeah,
dudes are dying on us, man. Like
I
Toriyama
know.
passed away. At some point, Koyama's old. He's gonna pass away. He might not even remember.
Yeah.
This was, I don't even know where Kozo Morishita is, bro. I don't even know if he's still involved in Dragon Ball. I have no idea. But yeah, there's weird things about that movie that, you know what I mean, that I want answers
Yeah.
to. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, it's like any sort of information that we can uncover nowadays is it's just a treat at this point. Like I don't expect to learn everything about the show, and I'm sure you don't either, but
But I want to though. That's the problem. That's the problem is that I want to, and I know I'm
and you
never going
can't.
to.
Yeah, you can't.
So he asked, "Do you have scenes you like more versus Toriyama's manga art?" I think he means in the anime. That is a pretty good
Okay.
question.
So I don't prefer one or the other. Like if the cell I have is also a manga shot too, then it's a bonus for me. Like there are some collectors who only collect manga shots, and that's literally every single cell or drawing they own are like have a matching manga panel in it. So there you do
Okay.
get that niche style collectors, but personally, like I don't care. If it's a show or scene or character that I like and it's badass, or if I just think like it looks amazing, I'm gonna grab it.
See, I'm more like you because to me, like I understand the being a Toriyama purist and wanting the one for one,
Yeah.
the mirror or whatever. But like, there are so many good scenes in the anime that were not in the manga, especially with stuff like Majin Vegeta versus Goku, where
Oh
the
yeah.
manga fight
The
is like
fight.
2 pages.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and the anime fight is Yamamuro going ham and Studio Cockpit. Oh, 120. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
So I don't believe this particular shot is in the manga, but everybody knows what scene this is.
And with the right colors, Jesus. Did you
Yeah.
send this to Seed of Might? Because I know they have cells to match
No,
the. Oh, they have their own then. Okay.
no, they might have their own photo that they found. But what's really cool, like back like to the Gogeta, so this particular cell is 3 layers, and all of them are unstuck. So you got the jacket on one layer,
Oh shit.
the
The
hair on
hair.
another layer,
Oh, it's like a puzzle.
and you got
Bald trunks.
Caillou cancer trunks on the
Oh
third
my
here.
god. Careful. No,
So
you could have said Krillin trunks.
Krillin trunks.
There you go.
So you got all 3 of them together, and this is not the matching background for it, but
Well,
um,
no, but it fits.
it
You
fits
said
very well.
yeah. It fits.
But yeah, when you put them all together, it makes the scene because like his hair flows in the show, the jacket flows. But yeah, it's
Yeah, that no, dude, that is beautiful. And so you got them. So when you got that, did you get them all separate and then have to put them together, or did all three come in the
no.
sale?
So they were originally all stuck together when I got it. They were held together by tape on the top, and this was like 30-year-old tape that was browning and was gross and looking. So
Tape from Toei, like real
exactly.
Toei tape.
You got it. So I wanted to get rid of that stuff off of it, just to preserve the cell more and keep the layers from sticking.
Bro, I'm such a weirdo. I would be looking at that tape and being like, this is actual tape that was used. I know it's weird,
Yeah.
but this
No,
is
it's
actual
true,
tape
man.
that
Like
was
some of these
used.
pieces, like you can see how old the tape is just by the browning of it, the age of it.
You know, it's almost like for like a sports fan, you talked about boxing. Like if
Yeah.
somebody has like, I know it might sound sick, but like if somebody has like the night that Muhammad Ali fought like, Joe Frazier, somebody has his mouthpiece or like a piece of the rope or something.
Right.
It's little shit, but it's like this is like a really
It's
historic.
history.
Yeah. Yeah, or like people that say they have George Washington's wooden teeth or whatever in some museum. Like this is like
Yeah,
the Dragon Ball equivalent of that, bro.
pretty
It's like,
much.
oh my God, Toriyama's sweat was on this. People were being weird about it. So
I'm sure
I'm,
there's some
I'm
people like that.
yeah, well, I can be like that too, but I'm not gonna like get gross. I'm not gonna get gross with it. So let us know if you have anything. I mean, I'm close to wrapping up here. We usually go
Sure,
a
man.
little under 2 hours. But if you have anything else to show, I would love to see it. And if there's a story behind it,
For
yeah,
sure. So,
I'm open to whatever.
yeah, dude, I have pieces for days, so I'll show you
Good.
another one. So
All right.
this is another panoramic shot of Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Oh, in the
Using
Janemba
the
movie
horn.
where he gets his arm hurt.
Yeah, so he gets his arm or shoulder sliced, and you can see the blood dripping down all
Yep.
over.
Remember when
Uh,
Dragon Ball had blood?
oh, I know, man. I miss that stuff.
The good old days. That's a great shot. Yeah, and it pans down or it pans up. I forgot which way it panned. It panned one of those
Yeah.
two ways.
Yeah, so this is the whole scene.
Yeah.
What else I got here? Oh boy.
Oh shit, I found the original. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you earlier and I just found it. Here we go. This is the shot of Janemba's original colors. This was the other. Have you seen this
Yeah.
image before? Yeah, that's the one.
I've seen them colored like that before in like character design sheets.
I think that they wanted this to be the original colors at some point and they changed them later. That's also being saved for that movie series I was telling you about. I was looking for it and I found it, so that's good.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's like the shit that I wish I had more answers.
Here's a funny cell that you don't see in Z too much anymore, but it happened a lot in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Goku with his pants down.
Oh no! I don't know if I can show that on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I don't know. We'll just leave it there, but I don't
Blur it
know.
out.
Yeah, I'll blur it out on post. Yeah, because I mean, I know what it is. I mean, because I was actually going to ask you if you had the Bulma's nipple thing, because that cell right there.
But my buddy, he has a storyboard from one of the episodes when they're fighting that invisible man, and there's a drawing of Bulma with her top up like that, and you can see the blood coming out of Roshi's nose.
But is it like the completed full titty with?
Yeah, you see it all.
That would be. People are gonna think what they want to think, but I actually think that would be cool to have in the collection. And no, this is not me being pervy, even though it might sound like that, because that's the only time you get a straight up like legitimate boob shot in Dragon Ball. Like, and it's for like a split second. Like you have to pause it just right to get it. And if somebody has that cell that was only on screen for like less than a second, I think that's special.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anything like that is special to me, you know. But I do like the picture you just showed. I don't know if I want to blow you up. Yeah. I just don't know how they would.
No, fair enough.
This fucking guy said, "I wish I could feel it." Are you talking about Bulma, bro? Is that what you're talking about?
Pause, man.
Bro, these people in the chat. How does he know to pause it? Because you push the pause button, bro. Come on.
There.
Come on now. Okay, let me
see
this.
Another Vegeta piece.
Yep, Saiyan Saga, classic.
Episode 28.
That's right after he goes Kaioken.
Yeah, so this is like right as Goku appears, like right before he lands.
Yes, with the cloud saving Gohan. What is that? Hold on, that other page over there that has all that writing on it. What is that? I can't even tell what that writing.
So this is just like a custom like info sheet my buddy did. So it has
shit,
the episode, the manga chapter, the animator who did it. Like it's just a cool little blurb we did.
That's fucking cool. Maybe you should do that for all of them.
I know we're planning to, but it's
time
it takes
consuming.
A lot of time.
Very.
Let's see what else I got here to show you guys.
Yeah, that was before the over 8,000 scene.
Yes.
It was the same episode, I think, but it was before it.
Yeah. Here's more Buu Saga-ish, like or start of Buu Saga. There's Gohan going to school.
That background. Oh, that's when he's coming home. That's when he's coming home, I think.
Yeah,
right?
when he's coming home. And that's the original background of the episode too.
There you go. That could be a title card.
What's cool about this is they also painted part of the background or part of the clouds on the actual cell itself.
Why'd they do that?
I guess it was just for lighting effects, because you can see like on the back when it's painted black like that, they would shine light through the cell.
Oh.
And the black would block that area that they wanted to, that they didn't want the light to go through.
This is really that's an intricate little detail that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Those are little tricks.
When you see like effect cells, or like sometimes you'll see cells of Goku powering up, and then it does like a flash of like an impact frame. Usually those cells are just black, like it's just a layer of black, and the light would shine through it.
So in the chat, Magan wants to know if you have any Vegeta with the old colors. You know, when they fucked up, they made him like orange with the red hair.
Oh, the red hair?
Yeah.
No, that one's really hard to find because he only appeared in a few episodes.
Yeah, early Z.
Early Z, yeah. I know a few collectors that have some, but yeah, it's very sought after.
This is a good question. Do you have any cells? I'm sure you do.
I do, but it's not with me.
Oh, okay, somewhere else.
Yeah.
How many do you have total? Like, how many pieces do you have? Or have you counted?
I probably have at least like 30, I'd say 30 plus.
You've shown us. I feel like you've shown us more than 30. At least it feels like it.
Yeah, no, I've showed you guys a big chunk of my collection. There's some that are at my friend's house. But oh, here, let me show you this one. This is a really special one.
Okay. And
So remember how before you were saying like if you found the very first frame of the very first episode of Dragon Ball, how
yeah.
special it would be?
Yeah.
So
Uh-oh.
this is the opposite.
Wait, could still be awesome.
So this
G. Oh no, end of Z.
is the very last cell of Z.
Oh my God.
So
That's
and you know it is because it's A54E, and the E stands for end cell. So this is the last cell of that sequence.
so whenever you see an E at the top of that's the end of the sequence.
Yeah, so the A means it's like which layer of the cell it is. So A layer is the layer that's closest to the background, and then it's B layer, C layer, and whatnot.
Right.
And then 54 is the frame number. And then E means it's the last cell of that sequence. And this cell is massive. So I'll show you a standard size cell.
Is the background one that you put that was attached to it, or was it separate like the other ones?
So the background is, and funny enough, it's actually a GT background. So this is how I got it. So they must have just put it with the cell at the time, and the real background is probably mismatched with some other cell.
It's like blue, I think, in the room.
Yeah, it's like a sky background.
Yeah.
This you kind of see the size comparison on what a normal cell looks like and what this one is. So if you look in the episode, like they pan across and they zoom in and whatnot, that's why this one's particularly huge. And what's really cool.
That's what. Okay, I was gonna ask you why it was so damn big.
Yeah. So it's just the camera usually that pans in or out. But a cool little detail with this one too is on the back. Yeah, the Koei animation sticker. And so, I mean, just proves provenance, right? Like this is one of those cells that came from one of those fairs back in the day.
That's the certificate of authenticity, as they say.
Yeah.
Even though it's all authentic, still.
Yeah. The quickest way to know it's authentic is literally just watch the episode, and if all the lines match up, you're good.
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned there's like bootlegs out there. I did want to ask you what other techniques you might know of to spot bootlegs, like how, like just for maybe people in the chat who want to get some of these, like what is something to watch out for? You know?
No, great question. I mean, the number one thing to check is obviously the line work, right? So like you have to remember a lot of this stuff was hand painted by humans. They're not painted perfectly, so any little intricacy like of detail that maybe looks out of place, like trying to find one here for you. Like you'll get some cells, for example, that may have like a little piece of paint that sticking out of the lines, and you'll actually see that in the show on screen, right? So that is like impossible to replicate. You cannot redo the lines. Like all these lines were made back in the day, like they were all printed on like the Xerox machines, right? And you can see like this one has some fading to it. Some of the lines have gone from black to brown, and that's just a normal aging process of these cells throughout the years. So it's very hard, almost impossible. Well, it is impossible to imitate that, as well as paint the same details, all the mishaps that person painted at that time. Like you just can't.
So what you're basically saying is imperfections is actually a key that it might be real, that it's human made, because AI wouldn't do things like that or whatever. Not necessarily AI, but like bootlegs.
Exactly. And
that's interesting.
The frame numbers too, right? So you want to count the frames in the episode. So if it's A1, for example, that means it's the first frame in that sequence. Or if it's A3, it should be the third frame you see in that sequence, right? If these cells don't have frame numbers on them, they're most likely not real. There has been cells where, you know, they've cut them where you might not have that, but then again, you can just go back to the line work, the imperfections, all those other things that, you know, can't be replicated.
I noticed that with other animated shows too. It's definitely not just a Dragon Ball thing. I mean, I've got
Right.
TMNT from '87, and there's a ton of like. There's an episode where Shredder has no pants for like 2 frames. Like it's just his legs there. It's
Yeah.
weird. Though I actually like those. I mean, you know, it's. I'm sure there's some animator who saw that and was like pulling their hair out because it, you know, it's wrong. But I
Yeah.
don't know, man. There's something about those little, you know, imperfections. I guess it is because it's human made. You
It's
know,
human, man. It's human made.
imperfect cell. Like this guy said, call it an imperfect cell. I gotcha.
Literally.
I see what he did there. All right, before we get out of here, any other ones you want to show? The floor is yours, bro. And then of course, plug whatever you want to plug. I did tag your X account in the description and in the title on the X website on the Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also the Instagram too. So
Yeah, I mainly post all my stuff on Instagram, sometimes on X, Keyframe Collector. That's where you'll find me on
Keyframe
Instagram.
Collector. I linked it in
Um,
the description.
yeah, so I'll regularly post stuff. Um, the odd occasion I might sell something when I need money for another piece, but that's where you'll usually find me, and that's where I usually post all my stuff. I'll end the video with a piece for you, Danny.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll appreciate.
This guy says super perfect. So, wait a minute. Let me see. How'd you know that was for me?
I
That
have a
is,
spidey sense, man.
bro. How did you know? How did he? I'm flabbergasted because I really want to know how you knew. That's beautiful. Literally.
Yeah, that's Krillin's girlfriend right there, Maren.
Yep. Even I know. Even though I'm sure there's somebody who's like that wasn't in the manga, and of
Right?
course they're gonna use the C word that I hate so much.
Oh, I
hate
know.
that word. I fucking hate that word, bro. I hate it.
That's-
No, I love
That's
that.
Bay right there.
Do you have any cells of her?
So I have, or my buddy has the cell of that sketch.
I
Right.
heard that his are all stuck together, but not because of the background. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is.
The what? Sorry.
The cells are all stuck together. It was a joke about. It was a joke
Oh.
off. They're stuck together like the pages.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
Yeah, right. I never pop one off to her, bro, but I'm sure some people out
Oh,
there
I'm
did.
sure.
I'm sure.
I'm sure my buddy who owns the cell is gonna have a great time.
And but you know what? That does bring up a question I wanted to ask you. Is there a market for cells of hentai? Because I genuinely, I'm not asking, 'cause I'm not trying to be perverted. Is that actually a thing out there?
It is. It is. There's those shows that do have them. I don't personally collect them, but there are groups of people, those particular individuals that
Yeah,
do
'cause-
partake in collecting that stuff.
There's got, because I was just thinking, like, it popped in my head, like, there's gotta be, if every other animation project has these, hentai has to as well. And there's probably
Yeah.
some guy out there, maybe the Universe 6 version of you, and all his collection is just hentai.
I'm sure of it, man.
There has to be. Anyways, y'all, check out Eric's Instagram, a Keyframe Collector. I did put it in the description. So you're going to be posting there from time to time scripts and all kinds of different stuff. That'd
All
be the
kinds
place
of
to go.
goodies.
Yep. I would like to have you back in the future at some point. We'll see.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just depending on your schedule, my schedule, what we can talk
Yeah, man.
about. But we did cover a lot. There was a lot
Dude,
of
I can talk about this stuff all day.
no, and I learned a lot too, because there's like the whole, when you went over like the A and the E, I didn't know any of that shit. I've seen that before, and I'm like, what does that mean? Where'd you learn that from? Like the little codes.
It's just general pickup after collecting for so long. Like you learn more about it. There's actually a cool site that I use to like for the animators. You know Kazenshu or
Oh,
Kazenshu?
Kanzenshu.
Yeah. So that's actually a really good resource to know which animators did which episode. It has
Yes.
like
They
a whole
have the little-
database of Z, GT, everything, and it tells you who the staff was on every episode. So that's
Isn't there isn't there also sakuga.org or something like that? Do you know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
yeah, they do like key animation and
Yeah, it's similar, but it actually has pictures in that one.
yeah,
At sakuga.org
yeah,
or .com. It's been a while, but I know that one actually has little pictures.
yeah,
It's funny because when I first like started learning about this, right, I didn't have the skill, and to be honest with you, I don't really have the skill like other people do, but I have now learned how to point out, okay, that's Sato, that's
right,
Nakatsuru. Like I can't
yeah,
do it like some other guys can, but
yeah.
for some of the stuff I can. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you pick it up, right? And then over the years, when you've watched Dragon Ball a million times, you realize that some episodes don't look as polished as others, and then
Yeah.
you wonder why. You know, it's because they had like 6, 7 different studios working on all these different types of episodes, and so you kind of just you pick up on like different animator styles, like Ohara, Sato,
Ebisawa,
Ebisawa. He has the famous
the
diagonal
bad
chins, you
chins.
know. So
He was great in original Dragon Ball. I
he
liked his
was.
OG Dragon Ball stuff. His Z
He was
stuff's not that
also
good.
pretty good in later Z too, like Majin Saga. Like he
Hmm.
was not bad, but his Frieza stuff. Oh
And
man,
yeah,
watch out.
I know. And we recently did a stream where I did episode 164 and then 165. 164 is the last episode that Maeda and Sato worked on.
Yeah,
They both, and I was very sad about that.
yeah.
But that episode had 12 key animators, which
That's
is
Trunks versus Cell, right?
that's
Yeah.
it. The one where they scorched the skies. And
Yes.
then 165 had two key animators.
Yeah.
And so in my head, and I told them this, like obviously the one episode had a lot of staff and the other one didn't have that much at all.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way, because this is the way that and I actually think I'm right about this. I think they knew that was Maeda's last episode, so it's like everybody kind of came together to like
Farewell.
I feel like they had cake afterward and shit, bro. Like I
Yeah.
feel like, but man, it's fucked up because I'm mixed because okay, Studio Cockpit comes in who's awesome and then
Hmm.
Yamamuro does the Boo arc, which is great.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't know, man. Maeda leaving still makes me sad because dude, he's been there since Slump. Like that dude is OG and
Oh
him
gee.
he never came back for Super. I don't
Yeah.
even know where nobody even knows where he's at now. He's like gone somewhere. He did Street Fighter 2 V.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I found that out because I'm watching it on stream and it says Anime Super Minoru Maeda. I'm like, what the? Okay, that was 97. Yeah, dude, I love that guy. That's my number one guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Maida's one of the goats for sure.
Ebisawa's working the Frieza arc has some real meme material shots. Yeah,
Yeah. Vegeta's window peak. Yeah, rings a bell.
there's that one. And then, like, even the fight with Vegeta and Frieza, one of the episodes. I
Yeah.
feel like I know that, and I talked about it when I did the stream. There was like an animation collapse around that time. Like there was a real problem during that.
Mhm.
Like during some of that middle Frieza saga, like like the early Frieza fight. There were like because I know that like the Slug movie had like 3 supervisors on it, and that's
Mhm.
unusual for a movie.
It is. Yeah.
So, but again, it's one of those things where we can probably figure out what happened. But I'd rather
Right.
ask these guys.
Yeah, there's some episodes like 229, for example, that they'd have like a supervisor and then a chief animation supervisor. So Yamamuro was the chief animation supervisor,
Yeah.
but Shingo Ishikawa, he was like the normal supervisor of that episode. So some of the sketches, I don't have any on me right now, but you'll see like a yellow correction sheet, and then you'll see Yamamuro's yellow correction sheet, who corrected the last guy's sheet.
He corrected the
Yeah,
correction.
yeah, which is
Some
really
people hate
cool.
that. Yeah.
Really cool.
Well, and I remember there was a few episodes that have, and there's only a few where it's got a director and it's got a storyboard. There's one that says like storyboard director and it has Daisuke Nishio.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do some episodes have a storyboard director and some don't?
Right.
That's
I,
see,
I think it
again
was
these.
maybe just improper crediting at that time. There's actually a lot of episodes, like I've noticed with animators who are not credited on the episode. Like
Really?
on that Kazenshu site, yeah, there's actual animators that haven't been credited on that website. Like 105, for example, Yamamuro, that was one of Yamamuro's first episodes he did corrections on, but he's not listed on that website.
Well, was he listed on the credits of the episode? Because Seed
No,
of Might. So
no, he wasn't.
that's not even Kanzenshu's fault. That's Toei for not crediting him.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
But why would they not credit him?
we'll never know.
See, that worries me now because I oftentimes give, like, I mean, it doesn't worry me, but I try to tell people who, like, the staff of each episode, not everybody, but the general main guys.
Right.
And now I'm wondering if there's people. I mean, it's not my fault, but it's just like a
No.
fucked up situation.
No, I mean, I think for like the directors and like, the storyboard guys, I think that's all fine. It's just with animators, there was so many of them, right? So it could have just been like a human error. Maybe they missed out.
They ran out of room or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you so much, Brandon. You saw 2,000. Well, I have 3,000, so you have 1,000 left. Start now. Anyways, all right, brother. Well, thank you. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Danny.
It was a good time. I was a good time. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys later this week. Take care.